Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review, we're going to be looking at the Legendary Heroes Guardman Sling Blade, which is basically a third-party legend scale version of Bulkhead, but his legacy version. So not the animated version, this is literally a third-party version of a legacy figure. But again, these are great little figures. So for those of you who don't know much about them, as I've said, they are a third-party company. That means they're not licensed by Hasbro or Takara, and that's why he's not called Bulkhead and he has to be called something else. I need to thank Shozy Stores, which is where this came from, and I'm going to leave a link in the description if you want to get one of these yourself. So it comes with accessories, which I'll show you in a second, and some pretty detailed instructions, which to be honest usually aren't that great. Now once again, because they're not Hasbro and they're not governed by the plastic laws, as you can see they still come in the shells, the plastic casing like so, and there are the accessories. So let's have a quick look at the figure. There is the alternate mode, and this is a normal mold. Well, this is a use again of their Inferno mold, believe it or not. So I'm going to show you the transformation process in a separate video as a tutorial, but it's really clever how they've managed to take the Inferno mold and indeed now give us this. Before we have a quick more detailed look at it, to give you an idea with some other Newage figures, so there is Hound, which also is really quite small. If you don't collect third-party legends, there is a G1 Gears, just to give you an idea. So these are sort of quite small. That is a core class Optimus Prime. So you can see these pretty much are quite small. I'll show you with another Newage figure as well. That's a Newage Optimus. But let's bring them back in later on and have a good look at this figure then. So let's move this out of the way. So the good thing about this is all the wheels are completely independent. They do all go round, and there's nice detail on this. To be fair, it's not overly detailed because of its size. As I say, it is quite small. In fact, it's very small. That's why it's classed as a legend scale. Everything's tucked away all really neatly in it. All this is all going to fold out. Do you know what, there's not really much to say about the alternate mode with this at all. Let's have a look at the accessories that come with it. So if I just very quickly open this, so we've got the mace, we've got two sets of hands. That's because he doesn't actually have a set of hands on him at the moment, and his fists and everything are all tucked away in there. With regards, I suppose, to other figures, there's a Dr. Wu Optimus Prime, if you don't collect them, or if you want to see against some more mainline figures. So there is Data Clark, Orion Pax, and then there, funny enough, is Devcon. So you can see he really is very, very small. Right, you can't put any of the accessories, I believe, or anything onto this. I haven't seen anyway. I mean, if I am wrong, please let me know in the comments. The fists will attach in there, and again, I'm going to show you that in a tutorial video as well separately. And to be honest, we're going to come back now and have a look at him in his alternate mode, in his robot mode as well. Okay, there he is in his robot mode already. Quick apologies for no transformation process on this video. That is to keep the main length of the video down. And as I mentioned in the other part, I've uploaded a tutorial video anyhow, so if anybody wants to see it, they can. And indeed, I hope it's going to help people. Now, again, because he was brand new, he didn't have any of his fists in. And as I've said, I've kept these out. I'm going to put the normal fists in. These just come off the sprue like so. You can also have the open hands if you want. And then these very simply attach in there like this. Now the good thing is you can keep these little fists in and still transform him with no issues, whereas if you've got the open hands, you do have to swap them. Now I'm going to attach the mace like so and pop that in, and then before we have a really detailed look at him, it's about time, different hands that we brought up, the legacy one. So that's going to give you an idea now of just how much smaller, I suppose, he is than the originals. I mean, as I say, this is a really small figure, and again, it's highly detailed, highly intricate. I'm going to show you exactly how detailed in a minute. I'm just going to give these a bit of a spin around. Obviously, this has just a bit of a backpack there, whereas this has got the parts coming over. They've gone for a very similar face sculpt. As I say, it's basically based on the legacy one rather than the actual original animated version. But of course, you can see there the homage to this figure. It's just a great version of it, in all honesty, and not even half the size, less than it. Right, let's move that out of the way and let's have a look at him. So you can see the head sculpt is really detailed, very detailed. It's on like full rotation, so it's on a bit of a, I think it's on a mushroom on inside there. I know it's on a screw, I stand corrected. It will spin all the way around, but it will also look up and down. The shoulders themselves As long as these aren't in the way and restricting it, we'll go all the way around. They will go out to the side. There's a swivel underneath. There's a bicep flexion. There is waist rotation, some part of it on this particular one, as long as it's not getting caught. You can see where it gets caught there, but you've got enough range of motion to pose anyway. The hips will go all the way back, as far back there. The legs, sorry, will kick all the way back, all the way forward. Knee bend, there's even a swivel. There's a swivel underneath the hip. There's a knee bend that's just got caught there. There's an ankle tilt and there's an ankle rock. And for those of you who are new to this channel and who haven't seen these figures before, you can probably see now why they are dubbed mini masterpieces, because they are. They have the same range of articulation as the masterpiece figures, but on the same hand, you obviously pay a bit of a premium. These are far more expensive than these guys, but again, they are in a completely different league, as you can tell. So that's him next to a core class. That's him next to a deluxe class. We've already seen him next to a Voyager. I'm going to bring the Voyager up again because he's bulkhead rather than bringing up a different one, so you can just about gauge the size there. Again, really small figure, looks really good. If you've collected G1 like I obviously did and do for ages, there he is against a G1 Beachcomber. This, funnily enough, is a Newage Powerglide, so he's tiny as well. So that's a version of a Minibot scaled with them. This is Newage's Megatron, and this is Newage's Prime, just a comic version of him, so you can sort of see how he scales compared to them. If you collect other third-party company figures, let me just see which ones I can grab. So I've got an Iron Factory Sheen, which is Hollow Mirage, and then I've got I've just knocked him over, I'm sure you heard that. This is Magic Square's Trailbreaker. So they pretty much all scale quite well together, to be honest. Not too bad at all. That's his, the hands, which we don't need to see. I'm just going to move these back, so you've got a great idea of how good these look. Even the things on the back, as I say, you can maneuver around. They don't go all the way out, but these flip about. I don't know if you could take them off completely. You can't by the looks of that. I'm going to take that sticker off in a second. And of course you can change the hand out like so, and I imagine that you could hold some of the other weapons that come with the other figures, because all the fists are pretty much exactly the same size. However, not much more to say about this. I think we're just going to have a very quick look at the box, because I didn't do that at the beginning. There, of course, is the artwork of him. There's some actual product shots on the side, and again a lovely product shot there on that side. And funnily enough, as a brilliant homage to G1 boxes, there's the transformation process on the top. And that's pretty much it, to be honest. Another great use of the Inferno mold. So we've had Artfire, Inferno, Grapple, Shattered Glass versions, clear versions, and now we've got this. Let me know what you're thinking of them in the comments. I think it's a great use of the mold. It's worked, and it looks really good. It's great to have a bright green version of this mold. I need to again thank Shozy and indeed RJ, because he's the person who's lent me this to do the review. Let me know what you think of him in the comments, guys. Take care.